think things will turn out alright. I arrive at the park and take a moment to reassure myself this was all happening. It's a beautiful day outside. The park is tranquil. And nestled somewhere in the trees before me is Yuri, waiting for me in a small, secluded graveyard. I vaguely remember noticing the graveyard here on my previous visits, but I had never imagined it would hold such a significance now. Well, I better not keep her waiting. A cooling breeze rustles the trees around me as I make my way to the graveyard, taking care not to disturb any of the graves. My mind is you can just walk along the path, dude. It's not usually there's a path along a graveyard. So you don't necessarily have to, it's like he has to like trip over the, like, oh, I have to gently step over the graves. I mean, typically a graveyard has at least one path leading through the area. I mean, there may not be paths everywhere. There may just be grass and then graves just like laid out, separated by grass. And you have to walk over the grass to get there. But typically there's like a sort of like a roundabout path going around the entire area. So you don't necessarily have to. He makes it feel like they're just dotted about randomly. Usually that's not how graveyards are laid out. It's just saying. My mind is, or maybe in Japan they are, I don't know. My mind is swirling with the prospects of the meeting before me. It will be the first time Yuri and I have gotten to talk properly since we separated days ago. There is so much I want to tell her, so much I want to apologize for, so many things I want to fix. I just hope I can do better for both myself and for Yuri. I try and push the tempestuous thoughts back and focus on what's ahead. Before too long, I come upon Yuri, right where we had planned to meet. Her tall figure is particularly ethereal. There we go. Her tall figure is particularly ethereal. I don't even know what that means. With the scenery and soothing winds. Okay, so what the hell does ethereal mean? Hey Google. Define. Oh geez, do you need to properly spell it? Ethereal. E-T-H-E-R-E-A-L. Yeah, okay. Define ethereal. Oh yeah, because I didn't use voice command. I was expecting my phone to talk back to me, but no. Ethereal means extremely delicate, light, or airy in a way that seems too perfect for this world. Okay. Okay. That is Yuri would love the words though, because you know, if we were to pick words for in the poem minigame, ethereal would definitely be a Yuri word. It is often used to describe things that feel heavenly, spiritual, or intangible. Key characteristics include delicacy, having a fragile, ghostly, or translucent beauty, ethereal mist or ethereal music, intangibility, lacking material substance, celestial or otherworldly, origin, the world comes from ether. Makes me think of the Minecraft mod. God, I haven't played the Ether mod in fucking light years. I really should make a Minecraft series where a modded Minecraft series with the Ether mod installed. Which historically referred to clear upper air or the element believed to fill the universe beyond the sphere of Earth. Yeah, okay, well. The Ether, yeah. It immediately makes me think of the Ether mod. I know it's still being worked on. Yeah, God, I really should play a modded Minecraft survival series again. Well, again, I haven't played that in fucking ages. I've got the survival. I've had some plans for it to sort of reinvigorate that, because I want to do survival, just vanilla survival, and then modded survival, and then I definitely have to throw the Ether mod in there. Ether mod. God, Millionaire would be amazing as well, but I think Millionaire is very outdated, unless we can backport it. Because there's definitely some backport or people that port it forward. Then maybe, I don't know. But Millionaire is a phenomenal mod. The Twilight Forest mod, I know that one's kept up to date. Well, a modded version, a modded survival with the Twilight Forest and Ether. That would be really, really cool. There's that Random Things mod. I don't know if that is still up to date, but there's another one as well, which name I can't remember, but I have it downloaded somewhere. Which adds Blood Moon, which is also really cool. So, anyway, just thinking of the Ether now because of that. Anyway, she looks at peace, like she could confidently fade into the landscape and stay here forever. Yuri lights up as she notices my approach. She addresses me as I stand with her among the headstones. I hope this place is acceptable to you. I don't many people enjoy spending time in a graveyard. Her trademark modesty helps set my mind at ease. It's a lovely spot, I don't mind at all. I mean, usually graveyards are located in very tranquil spots. I mean, not all the time. Especially graveyards in the middle of cities, because, you know, the city sort of develops around them, so it's not very peaceful and quiet, but yeah, usually graveyards are placed in a very beautiful spot. I mean, there's a graveyard well, not right next to, but I live rather close to. When I grew up, I lived rather close to a graveyard, and where I live right now, I also live rather close to a graveyard. So, I guess unbeknownst to me, well, not necessarily unbeknownst. It's not I knew about it, of course, but. Without paying much attention to it, graveyards being a stone's throw away from where I live has been like a through line through my life apparently. But yeah, there's a very beautiful graveyard near where I live right now. I don't go there very often, but because I'm not necessarily a person that believes that you need to be at the grave to honor the person that is buried or cremated there. I feel like the best way you can honor that person is just, well, not necessarily the best, but you don't have to specifically go there to do it. That's my philosophy. You don't necessarily have to be at the grave or at the columbarium in order to in order to honor that person or to think about that person or whatever. That can just be done in your own mind, and the best way to honor them, in my mind, is to just... Well, it depends on who the person is to you, but just try to be the best version of yourself for them, or to make them proud if they were still here. So yeah, I don't go there very often, but it's a very beautiful graveyard. Yes, I come here when I need a quiet spot. It is very pleasant for reading or thinking. Just by standing there and taking in the surroundings, I am inclined to agree. I can imagine. Peaceful, secluded, even calming in a way. Perfect for contemplation. Japanese contemplation area here. Very important. It's a Top Gear reference there. And the dead are the only company that cannot judge you. I'm struck by her poignant words. She is right, after all. It makes me wonder just how much she's had to put up with this to come up with that. Do you think it's weird at all, then, to meet up together at a graveyard? If I had been asked that question before meeting Yuri, I would probably have said yes. Now, however, it just feels right to be here. I don't think I could come up with a more fitting place for the wallflower Yuri. Not at all. I think this is a great place, and thank you for sharing this and inviting me here. It clearly means a lot to you. Yuri beams at my affirmation. I'm glad. I haven't shared this place with many people. It means a lot to me as well. It means a lot to me as well that you think so highly of it. Yuri pauses for a moment, looking contemplative. She takes a deep breath. Her eyes meet mine with a renewed vigor. Mark, thank you for coming here despite my lack of communication. Having you here today after everything that's happened, it reassures me. I smile warmly in hopes of bolstering her confidence. Of course, how could I say no? And A pang of guilt flares again as I have trouble meeting Yuri's gaze. Don't say it like it's all your fault. If anything, I should be apologizing for poor communication. I should have... Mark! The sudden outburst startles me. I'm unable to finish my statement out of shock before Yuri follows up on her interjection. Please, Her expression softens in apology. Don't be too hard on yourself. Since we met, you provided me with so much support, and I feel like I never probably reciprocated that support. You stood up for me like no one ever had before. Normally I just ducked my head and at all the teasing and rumors, but you tried to put a stop to them, for my sake. I thought I could handle it all. For a long time, I've typically preferred the company of books to people. The pages that took me away to faraway lands for gripping me in thrilling stories. Yuri's voice begins to shake. The pages that don't call you a freak for having a knife collection as a girl. The pages that don't shun you for reading during all your free time. Yuri. When we started dating, it was a whole new experience for me. I had never been so close to someone before. I really enjoyed it, but I could not figure out how to express it. I'm sorry, Mike. You deserve better. Someone who doesn't stumble over their words so much. Someone who won't get you caught up in bullying. Someone who could handle intimacy better. The sight of Yuri deflating pains my heart. If only she could see how much she's worth. I decisively grasp Yuri's hand with both of mine. She looks up at me, surprised. I find a new resolve. Yuri, please don't apologize. Not once have I ever regretted spending time with you. Don't worry about the intimacy or reciprocity. Yeah, reciprocity or anything like that. It's all new to me too. That's the kind of thing that we figure out together at our own pace. Whatever bumps and hiccups there are along the way, just being with you makes it rewarding. And there are things that I could certainly have done better as well. I'm sorry for trying to keep secrets from you. I thought that it would be best for you to never see nasty things like the chain email. But I see now that I was wrong, and that you're much stronger than I am. But Yuri takes on a somber expression. I should show you something. Before I could respond, Yuri begins rolling up her left sleeve. On her forearm lay a small assortment of short, white scars. Realization sets in. I feel a pit in my stomach form as I try to formulate coherent words. Are these... Oh. Why don't they actually have the sprite for that? They literally have sprites for exactly this moment. Or maybe it's gonna happen when Yuri talks about it. Yuri nods, her expression remaining pensive. No. They literally have a sprite for that. With the dried up... What dried up? What even is the word for that? The healed scars, I guess. You know, when they're not fresh. Of course, you got the bloody ones, which are from the main game, but there's also the other ones. They started as an escape. When I was younger, I thought that if I could distract myself, the feelings of isolation would go away. The pain was an outlet. The idea of a desperation intense enough to drive Yuri to self-harm sent chills down my spine. But it did not end there. It became more than a distraction. I have difficulty getting close to others. It was no different back then, either. I would often find myself overeager in sharing my interests when attempting to make friends. I do not blame others for being weirded out. Few shared an interest in my favorite books. I don't know if I ever even got to mention my knives, but I'm sure that would have creeped them out even more. My distraction turned into a sort of punishment, a chastisement for my failures. I was sabotaging my own chances at friendships. I got overexcited, I shared too much too quickly, so I hurt myself more and more. Recompense. Excitement only brought me trouble. I was sure to ruin the situation at hand whenever I got overwhelmed. My heart sinks as I realize there is still more to this story. Yuri cast her eyes aside. I wanted to stop there, I really did, but something was nagging at me all those times. It was small at first, a siren song whispering to me that I needed more, that the blade should never leave my arm. I realized... Yuri pauses to gather herself. I realized that I got a certain high from cutting. I don't know how, but it took hold of me. Seeing my blood flow and feeling the cool steel go into my skin, all while remembering my own failures. I inwardly wince at the imagery, but I can't falter for Yuri, not now. Now, whenever I find myself drawing particularly close to someone, or I'm reminded of how much I've awkwardly fumbled, the urge grows. I hate it, and yet I depend on it. I feel powerless against it. I recall her raccoon poem, and how, when we worked on the festival decorations, she had her sleeve rolled back. The grim pieces all start to fall into place. I don't want to live like this, but I can't tear myself away. Even now, Yuri's voice strains. I'm just a freak, ending up like this. My words fill me as I stand stunned by Yuri's reveals. To think she had a past and present like this. When some people see scars like these, they use them as another reason to belittle others. So I wear long sleeves all the time. That's the example that I gave with the summer thing. She takes a deep breath. I haven't told anyone else about these scars. Fuck me, man. That made me think about The Dark Knight. Do you know how I got these scars? If you want to leave, I understand. They're unsightly after all. Silence hangs in the air. I'm desperately trying to think of what to say, to offer anything to Yuri. Here she is, revealing her past to me, and now is when I draw a blank. Not now, please, anytime but now. Find the right words. Nothing. What is wrong with me? Yuri forces a weak smile. Well, thank you for listening, Mark. I'm sorry to have gotten you caught up in so many ugly things. I'll take my leave now. She turns and starts to walk away. This is how it ends? She just walks away? No, I can't let it. Yuri, wait! I call out without knowing exactly what I'm gonna say, but I'll figure something out. So Yuri already opened up about her problems with me. Then I failed as a friend. Yeah, so Yuri already opened up about her problems with me. Then I failed as a friend. I can't afford to fail another person dear to me. I finally work on setting things right with my words this time. Yuri turns back in surprise. Yuri, nothing you've told me makes me want to turn away. Believe me, I admire you a lot, Yuri. I should have told you earlier. I try and imagine myself in your position, and I don't know if I can do what you do. Your confessions about your tendencies. I gulp as I gather the words appropriate for the gravity of the subject. I can't imagine that's easy to confess, and thank you for the trust you put in me. It means a lot to me. Beyond that, just seeing the way you do things, it just makes me like you that much more. In the face of harassments for your hobbies or your mannerisms, you haven't given up. You kept your passions despite all that. You could have tried acting different or finding new interests, but you didn't. Do you remember the festival? I remember standing around like some kind of moron. It was you that asked me to hold your hand. You had the courage to approach me like that. That always why I find encouragement from you. You have bravery that I don't. Yuri's voice begins to quiver. Do you really mean all that? Even with... She trails off. I draw closer a little bit. I do. I love reading with you. I love sharing poetry with you. I love spending time with you. It makes me really happy seeing you enjoy yourself, you know? And hey, who cares what others think that you have a knife collection? I think it's really cool that you have one. But why? Why? How do you enjoy my company so much? I feel my heartbeat quicken. I know how I feel now. Well, that's because I love you, Yuri. Tears begin to cloud Yuri's eyes. But I offer an embrace to Yuri. She accepts. Aww! Oh my god! It looks so sweet! Oh, Yuri. This is a really nice... This CG is really nicely drawn, actually. It looks very much like it actually just could be from the game. It's slightly different, but it looks very much like it could just be from the main game. Aw, Yuri. Fuck me, man. I just want to jump in there and hug. Yes. Like, I want to, like... I mean, of course, you know, it would be awkward if the MC was actually there, you know? Like, I teleport in, and then this like, get the fuck out of here, come here, Yuri! Like, that would be super weird, but, you know, like, you know what I mean, right? I want to actually, like, oh my god. Well, I haven't mentioned it very often, but I feel like the most powerful emotion you can evoke from the audience is them wanting to break the fourth wall to do something. I mean, there can be a negative thing. Could be like, oh, this movie's so fucking or this book or whatever is so fucking stupid. If I were in that position, I would have already solved this 7,000 light years ago. Like, you know, that's the wrong version of it. But, you know, if you make a story that is so nicely done, in whatever genre, it can be horror, it can be a comedy, can be action, can be adventure, can be fantasy, can be a rom-com or whatever. No matter the genre, if you make the story so well that you evoke the audience into wanting the audience to break the fourth wall, to jump into the story, to, you know, help the protagonist out with something, or give them a fucking hug, like, because they desperately need one, or give them a kiss, or give them a, you know, a hug, a reassurance, you can fucking do this, something like that. I think, in my opinion, that is the most powerful emotion you can evoke from the audience, because, you know, it's one thing to make the audience like jump up in their seats and go like, whoa, that's an amazing movie, or an amazing book, or an amazing film, you know, TV series, or whatever. Like, make them cry, or make them jump up in excitement, or whatever. Or make them hate an actor because he plays the character so well, which is what I had with Joaquin Phoenix after Gladiator. Like, anytime I saw him, there was this tinge of anger within me, because I was like, that's Commodus. That's motherfucking Commodus right there, you fucking piece of trash. Like, that is nearly up there. That's like if this is the tallest thing ever, then just evoking the reaction, those examples that I gave, is like a pixel below. And then at the very top is the audience wanting the audience to break the fourth wall. Because if you're in that other version where you're excited about the story, you're jumping up and down, and you're like, oh my god, this or that, you're still doing that from the safety of being behind the fourth wall. So you can cry because you care for the what's it called, for the characters and stuff like that, but you don't necessarily want to be in there to help them out, or to reassure them, or whatever. I think, in my personal opinion, that is one tier above. That is the final tier. That is S tier. A tier is, you know, the cinema standing up and clapping after your movie is over, or whatever, you know, or the entire, you can, if something happens to the entire cinema, it goes, yeah, when the villain dies, or something like that. That is A tier. That is at the very, very top of A tier, and then just a few pixels above that is S tier, and that is when you want the audience to break the fourth wall. Again, I don't mean it in a negative way, like, oh, this movie's so fucking dumb, or this book is so, or this game is so fucking dumb. I don't mean it in that way, but just them wanting to be there for the characters, because they care so much about the characters, and they want them to help them out, or whatever. You know, in this, I'm like, I look at Yuri and everything. I mean, this is not necessarily it sounds very harsh when I say this, but this isn't necessarily the most perfectly written mod that I've played of Doki Doki. But because it's a bit jaded, of course, because I've got all the knowledge from all the other Yuri mods and all the other Yuri routes planted in the back of my head, and I just see Yuri like this, tearing up, hugging me, or MC, whatever, you know, hugging like this. I'm like, fuck, man, I just want to be there and give her a very tight hug, Yuri, because you really need one. You know, that is me wanting to break the fourth wall. I think that is the most powerful. Again, it's a bit jaded, not like this is a fucking cinematic masterpiece, this mod. It's just me with all the knowledge stacked up from years and years of playing Doki Doki mods and getting to know these characters and people's interpretation of the characters and stuff like that. So it's a bit jaded, but, you know, I think that is the most powerful emotion you can evoke from the audience. Them wanting to break the fourth wall to you know, do something with the main character because they care, genuinely because they care so much. Because the main character gets fucked over so many times and they just want to jump in there, give them a reassuring hug, like, you're on the right track, just fucking stay focused, you can fucking do this. Or whatever, you know? Or give them a hug when they're crying like this, like, oh fuck man, yeah, I know. Or wanting to help out to figure out the story. Usually that's the best way with books, where they write from the first person directly to the reader, where it's almost like an autobiography where they talk to the reader. I actually have a it's not it evoked that feeling for me, but I have a book right here that I already finished it, but I have it on my what's it called? I have it on my desk here. Dear Daughter by Elizabeth Little. Really fun book. And it's told from the point of view of the protagonist. The protagonist is very fun. She's a very funny character, and you are along. Not only are you along for the ride, but she sort of like talks to you. She never specifically tells who she's talking this to, but she is talking to you, so to speak. She's talking to a friend. It's roughly how it's described. So you know this feeling, right? That's something she would say. Like, you know, the feeling of this and this, you know? Stuff like that. So, like she's talking to a good friend while you're sitting at a restaurant or whatever, talking about, oh, I had this crazy thing happen last week. So, something like that. That's roughly how the story is told from her point of view. So you really feel like she's just talking to somebody. And then, you know, like you can have that connection. It's like, oh, I want to jump in there because, yeah, I want to figure this out because it's a murder mystery, by the way, if you don't know the genre. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's a very fun book. You should read it. But it's really fun and interesting. But yeah, that's also the emotion is to break through the fourth wall and go there. It sounds like the tears are in full force. Hearing her cry like this, I'm having a hard time keeping my own composure, but I have to try. Aren't I just a freak? I don't know if I deserve love like this. Yuri, that's nonsense. I'm an obsessive freak who harms herself because she has no other way to deal with her problems. I'm too weak to stop, despite how badly I keep trying to. Not only that, but I don't know how to express myself to people without weirding them out. I broke up with you even though you were so nice to me. I didn't talk to you or anyone for days. Yuri, I may just be not remembering it correctly, but I don't think you ever officially broke up with me. We talked about it, but then I said, no, let's not do that. So I don't think you officially broke up with me, but it could just be me not remembering correctly. How can you still love me after everything? Hearing Yuri like this, she might have a point. Yeah, that's right, fuck this. Hearing Yuri like this stings. The words from Natsuki and Sayori come back to me. Now more than ever, I want to say the right thing. I don't quite know how I'll manage to articulate everything in the situation, but... Yuri, I just told you how, didn't I? We all have our highs and we all have our lows. The low points can feel awful, but they don't define us. They're just points. We work on making it past them. I realized that when you broke up with me... yeah, but she did it. Whatever, I guess she did. I'm just not remembering it correctly, I guess. It was because you didn't want me getting hurt by association with you. But you don't have to do that, alright? Yeah, and I thought I said that. I thought I said, no, let's not do that. And then we didn't. That's what I remember anyway. And that's when the next day the bullies were there and then I punched somebody. That's how I remember it going. Just being with you, it makes the words of any harasser meaningless. Please, it's okay to think of yourself at times. I know you can keep yourself going, but you don't have to bear it all by yourself. I don't want to force support on you or anything, but I should have said this earlier and I apologize. You've been there for me, and now it's my turn to be here for you. If you're feeling down or troubled, I'm here if you want someone to talk to, someone to lean on. Just whenever you feel like you need it, I'm here. Mark? Yuri hugs me tighter. Words come through her sobs. Even though I harm myself, and I don't want to hurt myself anymore or cause worry for the others. Hearing Yuri like this makes it hard to hold back my own tears. Yeah, even then. And you know, that's why we have others. People we can rely on, right? I have my own problems too. I've lashed out at people, and I think it wouldn't hurt getting more direction in my life either. But we don't have to tackle everything today. We can help each other gradually. We can work together on these things, right? And beyond that, I'm sure there are others who would listen to us should we need it. We can go one day at a time. Yuri, if you still have me, I won't give up on you. If you need anyone, I want to be the support that I failed to offer before, because you've already helped me. I want to be there for you. A breeze blows. We stand there together, a silent moment only punctuated by the occasional sob. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. I feel wetness on my cheeks. At first, I think it's from Yuri's tears, but no. It's my own tears I feel rolling down my face. Here we are, two high schoolers crying our emotions out in a graveyard, trying to figure things out. I bring an arm to my face in an attempt to wipe away my own tears when I'm surprised by an interruption. It's alright to cry, Mark. This is a moment that warrants such. Is it not? I smile with her logic and quietly agree between sobs. Thus we stand together for a moment longer. Eventually we regain our composure and break from the hug. For a moment we just look at each other, mutually unsure of what to say next. One day at a time. I like the sound of that. Yuri wrings her wrists, seemingly unconsciously. If we could be together again, like the way things were, that would make me really happy, and I'll promise I'll communicate. I promise I'll communicate with you more should something arise. And I'll stick to more proper applications of my knives. Just, I don't think I'm ready to tell the rest of the club about it. You don't have to if you don't want to. If I roll around the idea in my head a bit to ensure it sounds right. If needed, we can seek a professional. Is that alright? Yuri ponders for a few seconds before nodding in agreement. Yes, that's alright. I'll work on controlling myself better as well, and being a better listener. Yuri nods and smiles encouragingly. So, pick up where we left off then? Yes, that sounds wonderful. We stand once more, even though we both agree to it. It seems we weren't sure exactly how to pick things back up. We take a step closer. Tentatively. And then another step. We're close. I can feel her breath on me. My heartbeat accelerates once again. We both lean in, slightly, closer, closer. I close my eyes in anticipation. Our lips gingerly meet. It was only for a second, but it was like time had stopped for that 1 second. We had kissed. I leaned back, opened my eyes, and realized we were both grinning like idiots. Maybe things would be alright after all. Hey, Yuri? Thanks for inviting me out here. Yuri returns to her familiar, reserved demeanor. Of course, it was my pleasure. Yet again we stand, no words appropriate for the occasion. It really is a beautiful day today. After a moment, Yuri offers me her hand. I oblige with much more confidence than I had the last time the situation arose. Shall we be off then? Sure thing. We begin walking together out of the graveyard. Oh, Mark? I pause for Yuri's inquiry. What is it? I appreciate how you stood up for me at school and all, but I just do not wish for another confrontation like that. Should that boy taunt us again, I would prefer a non-violent response is all. I think it would be better for us overall. The thought alone of just seeing that smug mouth breather mouth breather, nice, again irks me, but Yuri's right. Yeah, sure thing. If Yuri has things she's going to work on, then I should too. We match smiles as the reassurance and continue on our way out of the park. I'm sure we have a lot to figure out ahead of us. The first of which probably being getting the literature club back on track. but we can address that later. For now, we're content to just enjoy the moment. A short instance to catch our breath after all the turbulence. I'm optimistic. Now, I think things really can work out after all. Alright, I think that's the perfect place as any to end it off. Okay, so well, I guess we did break up then for that time. I thought we didn't, but maybe we did, and I'm just not remembering it correctly. But yeah, it seems to be going right on the right track, so we'll see how that develops from there. I was kind of scared that it was going to end right there with the reconciliation, but apparently there's more, so that's I'm happy about that. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Walete.